What's going on, guys? Big welcome to you all to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta, and today here with D-Boy, and we are having a Juggernaut maximum week. So this week we will talk about maximum, as in he's our newest card, and finally we get the chance to talk about the uses of maximum in the different decks. Right now in V, because we are having the Autumn Fest as the qualification for Worlds, most of people who try to play Spike are asking what kind of deck do you think that we would play. When it comes to Spike, there are multiple decks that you could make. You have the Dudley deck as the separate Dudley deck that you could build. You have the Dudley Rising deck, so you could kind of build a hybrid deck between these two, or between just the Dudley and the Rising, the Dudley Engine and Rising, which also works. You have the pure Rising build, who actually only plays the Cyclone and the Bull Spike. You have the Rising build that also add in the Juggernaut maximum to the mix of these three cards, so you play all four. And you also have the build that plays these three. And of course you have the build that only plays maximum. So you have multiple builds that you could make, lots and lots of crazy builds. You could also mix these if you want to. So you have a reverse Rising maximum deck. Yeah, the possibilities are up there. You could kind of make 5-6 different V decks or spikes. You asked me which one is the strongest. You could check the video in the description section below, but this video is all about maximum. So first, why is maximum used in so many decks? Is he also used in premium? We will talk about that. So first of all, we have to talk about his ability. So Juggernaut maximum originally was a G guard, and have you seen the card? You haven't? You really haven't? Well, give me a chance. We'll get it out of my binder. I think it's in here. Or maybe I took it out, because actually we don't really use him in premium that much, because he has an ability that is kind of interesting. I took him out. Give me a second, I will get him. Here we go. So this is the original maximum. The original maximum, as I said, was a G-Guard, 15k shield, no power of course. You use him by discarding a heal from your hand. He comes to the Guardian Circle, and then you choose one of your grade 2 or less rare guards, and you may have that unit get plus 10k until the end of turn. If you do, this unit gets plus 10k shield at the end of the battle, till the end of the battle, and that end of the turn you put the unit or the rare guard that you gave power to the bottom of the deck. The strange thing was that it gave a rare guard power, but we also had Desmil, which means that Desmil was able to defend that rare guard. Okay, Desmil didn't get shield value, but the only shield value he got was only 10k. It's still not much. It's usable, it's good, it's not bad. There are some situations that you want to guard the Vanguard with this, give him the shield value and still give one of your regulars the extra 10k. That situation does come sometimes, but we do have better G-Guardians, and that's why this card is not used. But that's when his defensive ability comes from, because this boy has a defense and an offensive ability, and has a crazy second ability which spikes have never experienced in the past. So what's his ability? He has two abilities, both of them are auto, and both of them are Vanguard ability. The first one is at the beginning of each main phase. Very important, at the beginning of each main phase. If your opponent's Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, this unit gets a continuous ability. The continuous ability is, on Vanguard, all of your units that are placed this turn get 5k power and 5k shield. Alright, explaining the ability. So you remember Bracky, High Speed Bracky, Wonder Boy, Reckless Express. We also have Fallback. Like, we have some different cards that replace themselves in the main phase. But it's all about that units that you place on that turn. Even himself, if he was placed, he gets power. But also defensively, because he also works in your opponent's turn. So if you place a Guardian on a Guardian circle, it's still placing Guardian, which means that unit will get the shield value as well. It does not work for interceptors because an intercept is not placing but moving, so that's very important to know. The second ability is, as I said, the ability that we have never experienced in Spy. Auto ability on Vanguard once per turn. At the end of the battle, this unit attack. If you have called 4 or more rear guards this turn, Soul Blast 3, restand the column. Restand E column. And then, if you restand your Vanguard column, so your middle column, that Vanguard loses a drive check. And at the end of the turn, you return all of your rearguards to the bottom of the deck. So that's basically his ability, and he is crazy strong. So again, we go back to the decks that he is used to, or he is used in, and we'll explain a little bit about his role in those decks. So first of all, let's talk about premium. So because of the shield value that this boy gives, you do play this card in premium, especially in the Turbo GB8 deck, because Turbo GB8 is all about surviving until getting into the GB8, and this boy helps with surviving. He gives a marker, just perfect, and he gives you the shield value that you need. There are other premium decks that you could play him in, as long as you could use his second ability, is good to go. So there are some rising premium decks that you could play him with, which could work. Like, you could make some interesting combinations, the same as we did with Greedon. Like, you could restand your Vanguard multiple times. With this one, we could restand him only once. Yeah, it's good, it's not bad. I mean, if you could make the soul, you could still target 2 of him if you want to. You will lose all of your drive checks, but it still work. So yeah, that's basically it for premium. Now we go to V, and this card was made for V. So first of all, he has his own deck. His decks that plays, as I said, Wonder Boys, Brackies, Reckless Express, plays Ronaldo to have a new field after you lose your old field, because Ronaldo on place count +1, put a card from your hand to the soul, call 3, which means you've already called 4. You are ready to use his ability, and you got soul, which is good because you need soul for him. So that's his own deck. It's a very strong deck, offensively, defensively. It's a very rush heavy deck, and it could actually kill before the opponent could do anything. But the downside to that deck is that it needs to ride into him. Like, your right targets are only these 4, but you also play the normal Juggernaut in that deck, and you play Skydiver in the deck, so there are some chances that you will ride into those. And because we don't have the like, we only have one grade 3 searcher, which is our Acrobat Verde, which is not enough. We kind of need an easier way to search our grade 3s as some other clans have. So that's why that deck is inconsistent. The other deck that you could play him in is, as I explained already, is the Rising deck. So you basically have the most consistent build out of them all is when you have Rising, you have him, and you have the Spiking Cyclone. We've already explained this combo before. If you haven't seen it, you could check it. It's in the... I will put it in the description section below for you guys, but actually you could just go into our channel. The channel is very easy to navigate into. You have the Spike with the Show by D-Boy, and you have also V, like when you go to the playlists, you have V deck profiles, you can find it there. You have combo videos, you will find it there. So it's very easy to navigate into. But if you just want to check all the Spike with the videos, you just go to Spike with the Show by D-Boy. Alright, so this is basically the combo. What you do right here is you target the maximum and you target the Cyclone. You need a big strong attacker on the field. Sometimes you have something like a Juggernaut, the normal Juggernaut. So we have this boy, and what you do right here is basically you attack with your big attacker. If you would have your Panther behind your Rising, that would be even better. With Panther I mean fullback. So fullback actually gives you a more advantage because you can restand the middle column, and with that you will restand him as well. It also works with you could also like force some other cards to do their job from the back row. It's possible. It's possible. Like you don't really have to have agile fullback for the combo. You could like also do it a little bit differently. But most of the time, if you have agile fullback, it also makes it easier. Now there is another card, of course, that you could play. Is of course Gunburst linebacker. He's also good, but you could also have him on the side. Pretty much up to you. So what you do right here is you place your force markers up here, you attack with your big attacker, then you attack with him. Then you attack with this, use the ability of Cyclone to restand him, and at the end of the battle you restand the column. You'll be attacking with this one and this one again, and then you attack with him, and because his skill is not once per turn, you restand the column again, and then you attack with your last attackers. So basically you could make up to 8 attacks, very strong attacks, because this boy could be huge, and you could even power him up even more with having multiple force markers chilling on him, or having cards like Fiona. At the end of the battle, at the end of the turn, you will lose your field, remember that, but that's also good because you could pretty much very easy go into them again, especially for the fullback as well, because most of the time you'll be running out of fullbacks, but your Dexter could make you a new fullback. So that is basically how maximum is used in that combo. Of course, you have my hybrid build, which plays maximum, plays ball spike, and plays rising. It's a kind of a mix which gives the deck very or a lot of flexibility, which is also good. What other decks you could play him in? As I said, you could mix him with Rising, and you could mix him with the Dudleys. As long as you have something that gives you extra attacks, it's good, because if you mix him with the Reverse could still go into something like Gyro Slinger, but Reverse also give you the chance to make more drive checks, which is also good. But the problem with this deck is that it's a little bit inconsistent, as it needs combo pieces. You need cards that return to the deck for his ability to be active. You need to lock the right cards. You need to not have grade 1 or grade 2 on the field, which means you could not use something like the agile fullback. So there are some downside to this build, using it of course with Rising. So that's why I prefer the Spiking Cyclone build. Alright, and that's actually kind of it for this video. I think that I have explained all the decks that uses the Juggernaut Maximum. All in all, the card is amazing because it introduced 2 new things to Spike. First of all, a grade 3 that gives you defensive options. We haven't seen that in the past. This card could give you a huge shield advantage against a multi-attacking clan. There are multiple things that you have to keep in mind. It doesn't work with something like a quick shield, because a quick shield doesn't get placed, so that's something you need to remember. There are more things that you have to keep in mind, as an intercepting doesn't work, but when you use a G-Guardian it works. When you guard with a grade 3 it still works, because the grade 3 will still get 5k shield, so remember that. You always have options. The second ability is of course the ability that restands a column. Being able to restand the Vanguard and Spike with this is also very interesting, because it means that you do have value on putting markers on your Vanguard. You do have value from attacking multiple times with your Vanguard, especially if you play against a clan that could take out your rear guards or could lock the rear guards. This card could be very effective as long as you could do the 4 calling a turn. That's basically it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It is kind of a more of an explanation video, I would say. If you want me to zoom in on any of these decks, we will. Maybe the pure maximum will be interesting, as in the list could differ from a player to another. You can't really go wrong on that list. And then of course we have the Rising Cyclone build, that like the build that only plays those. I could show you that as well. Of course you have already seen my own Rising Hell deck, which also plays maximum. So yeah, enjoy. First go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, and also go to the D-Boy show or Spike with a Show by D-Boy, to check which other videos are up there, because sometimes I get questions about videos that we have already made, which I don't mind because I still keep re-sharing it with you guys. But you guys could really have lots and lots of fun watching that playlist, because it's kind of like a series on Netflix. And you could just check it out. You could you could just watch it like episodes. You have multiple videos up there, premium, V. We also have like some overdressed videos, as in Bruce is basically Spikes. So yeah, that is it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in our channel, and hope to see you in the next video. So till next time.